श्री गुरु गौरांगगंधार गिरिधारी शिष्य राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतलशत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतलशत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतलशत शिशुमार भक्ति भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत शिल गोक्षरस बाबूजी महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट शिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिल जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। तृतीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिशिमार भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिशिमार भक्ति बल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतल शुत शिशिमार भक्ति दायित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय। जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिशिमार भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शिशिमार भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोसाई महाराज की जय। स्वापार्षद शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री रूपानु गौड़िया गुरु वर्ग की जय। शिल बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। शिल विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय। शिल कृष्णदास कविराज गोसाई पाद की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री Oh, I forgot. Śrī Rasika Murari ki jai, Rasikānanda Prabhu ki jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. जय श्रील भक्ति दायित माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय श्रील भक्ति बल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज। Sorry, जय श्रील भक्ति. And my brain's a little bit foggy right now. जय श्री वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रसिका मुरारी की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव की जय। श्री निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Right. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gaudiya Kurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Bharati Mingilo Daragatan udritya jiva niman. Krishna prema sudabdikahana sukham pradat prabhung tang bhaje. Vande bhakti vinodam shri gaura shakti surupakam bhakti shastra samrajam radharasa sudhanidhim Shri Caitanya manobhishtam sthapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kada mahyam dadati swapadantikam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनुं यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं मुरलीकलगीतविनोरपरं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुं स्मर गौरगदाधरकेलिकलं भवगौरगदाधरपक्षचर शृणुगौरगदाधरचारुकथं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुं तवै वास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इत्तिविज्ञाय देवी त्वं नायमां चरणान्तिकं भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Or maybe let's recite Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja's pranam mantra. Gauravirbhava bhumestam nirdeshta sajjana priya Vaishnava sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya te namaha. You indicated the place of Shri Gauranga's appearance, and you are most dear to the saintly. O Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj, leader of the Vaishnavas, I offer pranam unto you. Oh, and one thing I want to see is in this book of Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Gosvāmī Mahārāj, Śrī Caitanya and his associates, is Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāja's pranam mantra given in this section here? It is. Okay, let's recite Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāja's pranam mantra. And then we will begin our program. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Rupanuga Priyaya Cha Srimate Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Namine. Obeisances to Om Vishnupad, Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāj, the one who is dear to the followers of Rupa Goswami. Krishna Bhinna Prakasha Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Kshama Gunavataraya Gurave Prabhave Namaha. Obeisances to you, the spiritual guide, the non-different manifestation of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, the Redeemer of the fallen souls, and the personification of the quality of forgiveness. Yes, there's lots of pastimes where I remember in volcanic energy. Kshama Gunavataraya Satirtha Pratisadharma Guru Priti Pradarshine Ishodhyana Prabhavasya prakashakayate namaha. Obeisances to you, who by rendering affectionate service to God brothers, you demonstrated your loving attachment to Guru, and who manifested the glory of Ishodhyan at Sri Mayapur. Shri Kshetre Prabhupadasya Stanodhara Sukirtaye Saraswata Ganananda Samvardhanayate Namaha. Obeisances to you, who increase the joy of those devoted to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur by recovering his birthplace in Puri, for which you are justly renowned. Shri Bhakti Daitam Nama Charya Varyam Jagar Guru Vande Shri Madhavam Deva Goswami Praparang Prabhum. I worship my Lord, Srila Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāj, teacher of the holy name and spiritual master to the universe. Jai Srila Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāj ki jai. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Ashray Tattva Prabhu, Chatamai Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Ganga Mataji, Hari Mohini Didi, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji. I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji are both there. And Vidyalala Sadidi. And I see there are 8 devotees there on YouTube and Facebook. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. But Dandavat pranams, everybody. So today is a very special day. It is the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj and of Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja and of Rasikānanda Prabhu, or Rasika Murari. So we will, at first I was thinking of reading from this book, Sri Caitanya and His Associates, by Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Goswami Maharaj. But just now, last minute, I think, because I looked and we read this last year. We read the 3 sections from this book last year. So I was thinking maybe just to, we've read Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Goswami Maharaj's glorifications. I think it'd be nice to now read Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj's glorifications of these, of his Guru Maharaj and Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Maharaj and Rasikānanda Prabhu. And yeah, maybe we'll alternate every year. 1 year we'll do like that. All right, so I'm reading from Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani website. And at the end we can sing, maybe we can sing, I think there's an ashtakam, a stotram for Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj, I think. Let's just see really quick. Or maybe it's not here. Oh. Anyhow. There's the Śrīla Jagannātha Ashtakam, the Ashtakam for Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja, so we can read that later on. I think we'll leave Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj. We'll read about him at the end, so that we can. Yeah, I think I'll do it like that. And then we can. If anybody needs to leave, then they can. But then we could also go overtime. Okay, so first we'll read about the disappearance of Śrī Rasikānanda Prabhu from Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Okay, so February 28, 2025 is the disappearance day of Śrīla Rasikānanda Dev Goswami in Vrindavan, India. It's yesterday in Vrindavan. Interesting. The following is an excerpt of a Bhav Anuvad of the Katha given by Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj on February 27, 2017. Today is the disappearance day of Śrīla Rasikānanda Dev Goswami. the foremost disciple of Śrī Shyamananda Goswāmī. It is our duty to glorify the Vaishnavas, especially on their appearance and disappearance days. By remembering the Vaishnavas, we reflect on their pure teachings and conduct. And such remembrance eventually inspires and leads us to understanding very clearly how to follow the path of pure Vaishnavism. A Vaishnav is on the topmost platform. Rasikānanda Dev Goswami accepted Diksha from Śrī Shyamananda, who was born in a lower caste. As per Mahaprabhu's instructions, Jai bhaje she boro abhaktahina char, Krishna bhajane nahi jati kuladi vichar. That's from Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 467. Anyone who takes to devotional service is exalted, whereas a non-devotee is always condemned and abominable. Therefore, in the discharge of devotional service to the Lord, there is no consideration of the status of one's family. To establish this truth, Śrī Rasikānanda Prabhu accepted shelter at the lotus feet of Śrī Shyamananda Prabhu. Okay. Vaishnavas try to hide their opulence. Rasikānanda Prabhu faced great opposition and was accused of not being bona fide because of having taken shelter of a non-Brahman. Generally, it was considered that only Brahmins had the privilege to study the Vedas, and thus only they could deliver the true import contained in them to their disciples. Rasikānanda Prabhu swiftly counteracted all these baseless allegations by taking an astute philosophical stance. Srila Prabhupada would always assert that as soon as one begins to propagate the truth, oppositions and obstacles will inevitably arise. To counter the powerful influence of Śrī Rasikānanda, his opponents hatched a plot to eliminate him by sending a mad elephant to attack him. Although the unalloyed devotees of the Lord possess all great qualities and mystic powers, out of their natural humility and modesty, they do not exhibit them. However, the Lord sometimes creates situations just to manifest the glories of his dear devotees. Thus, when the mad elephant charged at him, Rasikānanda Prabhu had no choice but to exhibit his prowess. By merely chanting a mantra, he immediately subdued that wild elephant and transformed him into his surrendered disciple. Such was his power. Jagannāth's loving reciprocation with Rasikānanda. One time, Śrī Rasikānanda had an intense desire to attend Jagannāth's Rath Yatra, but for some reason he was unable to arrive on time. In those days, 6 chariots were deployed for the Rath Yatra because a river used to flow, dividing the route, now known as the Grand Road, into 2 halves. Okay, a river used to flow and divide the route into 2 halves. 3 chariots were required for one half of the route. Then the deities would be carried on a boat across the river, and another set of 3 chariots would take them to Gundicha. Wow, that's intense. They had to make 6 chariots every year. Rasikānanda Dev Goswami was delayed on the way and became very unhappy, thinking, I may not get darshan of Jagannath on his rath. To reciprocate with Rasikānanda Prabhu, Lord Jagannath forcibly stopped the chariot, not only for one day, but for many days, allowing Rasikānanda time to arrive. Despite the intense efforts by thousands of devotees, the chariot would not move. Only when Rasikānanda Prabhu arrived in Jagannath Puri and touched the rope of Jagannath's chariot did it begin to move. Such was the affection Lord Jagannath possessed for his unalloyed devotee Rasikānanda Prabhu. In this way, Lord Jagannath revealed the glory of Śrī Rasikānanda. I had darshan of Rasikānanda Prabhu's birthplace by the grace and mercy of Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Gosvāmī Mahārāj. The Samadhi of Rasikānanda Prabhu and his disciples is located in Remuna, just behind Kir Chora Gopinath Mandir. Today I remember him and pray for his mercy upon all of us. Okay, so now Jai Śrī Rasikānanda Prabhu Ki Jai. And now we will read about Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja. Where is there? Oops. Okay, so the following is an excerpt of a Bhava Anubhad of the Katha given by Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj on February 27, 2017. Today is a very special day. It is the disappearance day of Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja. The appearance and disappearance days of a Vaishnav are both auspicious for the eternal welfare of the conditioned souls, because such days especially evoke their remembrance. It is considered an offense if one does not observe them. The first Vaishnav Panjika. And Panjika means the calendar, right? So Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja instructed Śrīla Prabhupada to prepare the Navadip Panjika, the Vaishnav Panjika, which would include all the auspicious tithis like Janmashtami, Akadashi, and other important tithis, such as the appearance and disappearance days of various Vaishnavas. This service was specifically entrusted to Śrīla Prabhupada due to his expertise in astrology. So it was on the order of Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja that Śrīla Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur created the first Vaishnav Panjika in Vaishnav history. This was the contribution of Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja. The real birthplace of Mahaprabhu and Srivas Angan. So, it's all thanks to Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja that we're able to observe all these tithis throughout the year. And of course, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Secondly, it was due to the mercy of Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja that we are able to know the birthplace of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. It was he who indicated the birthplace of Sriman Mahaprabhu. That is why he is glorified in his pranam mantra as Gaur Avirbhav Bhume Swam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances to Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja, who is respected by the entire Vaishnav community and who discovered the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Despite all the historical evidence Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur had acquired, he requested Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja to confirm the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although at that time Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja was manifesting sickness pastimes, and so, even though he was almost 140 years old, he honored the request of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur by paying a visit to Sridham Mayapur and confirming it as the exact location of Sriman Mahaprabhu's birth, Mayapur Yogapit. 140 years old, wow. Upon reaching the site, forgetting his advanced age, he leapt out of his basket and danced, completely lost in celebration. His servant, Biharidas, who used to carry him everywhere in a basket, was astonished to witness this. He inquired, "Oh, Bābājī Mahārāja, what are you doing? What is this pastime?" And Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja responded, "Don't you see Mahaprabhu has come along with all his associates? Don't you see Sriman Mahaprabhu has come along with all his associates? They are performing Sankirtan here." Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja was able to witness this, whereas ordinary people were bereft of such vision. Thus, through this pastime, He not only confirmed the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but also gave us the valuable teaching that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eternally performing his pastimes in Navadvip Dham, and only those who are very fortunate are able to witness them. Adyapiha Shei Lila Kore Korarai, Kono Kono Bhagyavan Deki Bari Bai. Oh, I didn't know that verse was from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Navadvip Mahatma Praman Khanda. Cool. Because I've always heard this verse quoted, I just didn't know the source. It's great. Okay. So the translation is Gauranga's pastimes are still going on, but only the fortunate devotees get to witness them. In addition, just by feeling the earth of the location of Shiva Sangan, Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja successfully identified the site. Later, when some portion of earth was dug up from that area, the skin part of the mridanga, which Chankazi broke, was discovered. Mahaprabhu's associates possess transcendental vision, through which they have darshan of the Dham. Therefore, it is said, Dhamir Swarup Spuri Benayane. The true form of the transcendental realm will appear in the vision of a true Dhambasi. Kirtan by ghosts. Once his sevak Biharidas was denied permission by Babaji Mahārāj to go and hear some kirtan performance. However, upon hearing his repeated appeals, Babaji Mahārāj inquired, "Won't you feel scared?" Biharidas questioned, "Where's the question of being scared? You are my protector." Then Babaji Mahārāj allowed him to go, but prohibited him from honoring any prasad there. In fact, he instructed Biharidas to bring back and hand over the prasad to him. Biharidas did just as he was instructed. Babaji Mahārāj then noticed and pointed out that some hair and nails were present in the prasad. The next day, Babaji Mahārāj inquired again, "Are you still not scared?" Nevertheless, Biharidas continued to visit that place for kirtan for another 2 or 3 days. Finally, those performing kirtan there confided in Biharidas. They said, "We have committed a grave offense of devasya apaharan, of stealing the Lord's wealth, stealing the Lord's property. As a result, we are now suffering in these ghosts' bodies, these preta yoni. What service can we offer to Babaji Mahārāj so that we could get liberated from this abominable condition?" In such circumstances, such an offender may receive a human body. However, he will have to sustain by begging for 7 lifetimes. The ghosts offered some money to Biharidas, requesting him to offer it to Babaji Mahārāj. Babaji Mahārāj instructed, "Do Vaishnav Seva with this money." Babaji Mahārāj specifically instructed him to feed the cows rather than feeding those who pretend to be sadhus. Okay, deep respect for all residents of the Dham. Once, when his sevak tried to drive away 4 or 5 puppies who had come to lick from Babaji Mahārāj's plate while he was honoring prasad, Babaji Mahārāj remarked, "Bihari, if you wish to drive away these dogs, you may as well take away my plate. They are residents of the Dham. Do not offend them." Such was his astonishing conduct. Can anyone understand this? Such pastimes are very difficult to understand. Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja's Samadhi Mandir is in Navadvip. We pay our obeisances there by visiting every year during the parikrama. Jai Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja ki jai. I want to see more details about the puppy story. I'm just seeing if there's anything here also. One second. Actually, I want to read this. This is we're reading this is Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Gosvāmī Mahārāj. Bābājī Mahārāj meets Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur met Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj for the first time in 1880 AD. Their second meeting took place, 1880 is when Kalyana Kalpataru was first published also. Their second meeting took place in the village of Amlajora in Burdwan district in 1891. On this occasion, they spent the entire night on Ekadashi day discussing the topics of Gaur Krishna. Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj encouraged Bhaktivinoda Thakur to preach Gaur's name and abode. Thakur Bhaktivinoda gave an account of this eventful night in his Sajantoshini magazine. So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, after spending the whole night in the Ekadashi vigil, people from the entire village gathered together at 8 a.m. to go on the Nagar Sankirtan through its streets. Placing the Venerable Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj at the head of the group, they made their way to the Prapanna ashram. It is impossible to describe Bābājī Mahārāj's ecstatic transformations during this kirtan. Though he is over 100 years old, he dances like a lion, sometimes singing out the couplet, Nitaki namenechere, nameneche namer hate, Shraddhamule nam dite chere, Nitaki namenechere. Wow, that's interesting because that's one of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs. I didn't know that it was originally Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur got that from Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj. That's so cool. So the meaning is, what divine name is this that what divine name is this that Nitai has brought? He has brought the name to the marketplace and is distributing it for the price of faith. As Bābājī Mahārāj sang, he cried and fell to the ground in ecstasy. I then saw something transpire which I had never seen before. All present were affected by his mood. Their eyes filled with tears, and their hairs stood on end. And even though they could barely sing, they remained absorbed in the kirtan and danced wildly. So that was Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur about that. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also written about Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj in his autobiography. So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, in 1892, Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj and many other Vaishnavas participated in the Sankirtan festival in Godrum and then in Sri Mayapur. In the month of Magh, in 1299 in the Bengali year, Bābājī Mahārāj came from Kulia Navadvip with his associates to my residence, Surabikunj in Godrumadvip. A great Sankirtan festival was held there on Wednesday, the 27th of Magh. Okay, so we already read about Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj designating Mahaprabhu's birthplace. Bābājī Mahārāj in Kolkata. Let's read this one. Bābājī Mahārāj also came to visit Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his house, Bhakti Bhavan, in Ram Bagan in Kolkata. I tried going there 2 or 3 times and I was denied every time. But I heard that ISKCON managed to acquire it, and so soon all devotees will be able to have darshan of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house in Kolkata. There he also met Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswāmī Thakur, upon whom he showered unlimited affection. When he learned that Saraswati Thakur was an expert in astrology, he asked him to publish an almanac based on the Vaishnava Siddhanta. Later, Srila Prabhupada published Navadvip Panjika from Sri Caitanya Math. Though Bābājī Mahārāj would not allow anyone to take his photograph, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur was able to arrange to have one taken when he came to visit Bhakti Bhavan. It shows Bābājī Mahārāj sitting on a wooden seat with his worshipable Giridhari Didi on his chest. If Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur had not done this, we would be eternally deprived of knowing what Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāj looks like. Wow, very interesting. I didn't know that. Babaji Maharaj deeply loved Bhakti Vinod Thakur. We have heard that he later gave his Giridhari to Bhakti Vinod and that this deity is still being served in Bhakti Bhavan. Really? Wow. I mean, a friend of mine who did have darshan of Bhakti Bhavan shared the pictures with me that he took. And let's just check that out. I'm just going to check my email really quick. Give me a second here. Bhakti, sorry, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Just looking for pictures from Rashbi Hari. Let's see, did he spell it Rashbi Hari? Anyways, can't find it right away. Ras. Let's see if he spells it. No. Okay. Bhakti Bhavan. What about Bhakti Bhavan? Yes, found it. Okay. So here are some pictures of Bhakti Bhavan. Let's see if we can see the. Okay. So I think that's the Kurma Shila that Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada worshipped when he was just a child. Or I don't know, maybe one of them. So I guess this is the Giridhari, I'm guessing, right here, that Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja worshipped. Wait, it's not letting me go up. There. Jai. Wow. Very amazing. Unless it's that, I don't know. There's also this. And I'm not sure which one is the Kurma Shila. It's the one in the middle. It's moving really strangely. But yeah, this is inside Bhakti Bhavan. Yeah, all right. So let's continue on. Okay. So Babaji Maharaja's disappearance. When approaching the end of his sojourn in this world, Babaji Maharaj became hunched and tiny looking. Nevertheless, when he danced in kirtan in a divine intoxicated state, he appeared to his full height of 6 feet. When absorbed in the ecstatic mood of kirtan, he would sometimes jump 5 or 6 feet into the air. With his tall figure and long arms, he made people think of Mahaprabhu. Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja's disappearance took place on the Shukla Pratipad of the month of Falgun, Monday, February 25th, 1895. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote of it in Sajantoshini, Year 2, page 2. At 10 o'clock in the morning on the 14th of Falgun in 1301 of the Bengali era, in the Bhajan Kutir in Koladweep in Navadip town, the old general of the Vaishnavas went to his eternal abode. Siddha Babaji Mahashai went to the spiritual world, leaving this world in darkness. Our mundane eyes will no longer be able to see his ecstatic dancing in kirtan. May he bestow his blessings on us from his place in the eternal abode. Raspi Hari Goswami of Puruniya in the Burdwan district was Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja's initiated disciple. Raspi Hari Goswami initiated the independent king of Tripura, Raja Ishan Chandra Manikya Bahadur. Raspi Hari Goswami's deity, Raspi Hariju, is worshipped to this day in the Raja's palace. Interesting. I didn't realize there's some connection like that between, because wasn't Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was teaching the king of Tripura's son. So there's like some connection like that. All right, we'll sing the Jagannātha Ashtakam, I think, at the end. Oh, and one thing I wanted to read. This I got from my Param Gurudev's article, Srila Bhaktivedanta Keshav Goswami Maharaj's article. This is how he ended his article, with these quotes from Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja. It's from Rays of the Harmonist. It was published in Rays of the Harmonist, number 15, 2005, from the article Separation from Srila Prabhupada by Srila Bhaktivedanta Keshav Goswami Maharaj, originally in Gaudiya, year 17, page 504. Yeah, these are very, very, just such important instructions. Okay. So Śrīla Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja, here are some of his essential instructions. Do not develop laziness on the pretext of performing solitary bhajan. 2. It is more beneficial to cultivate fields and water plants for the service of the Vaishnavas than to inattentively pull beads hundreds of thousands of times. The result of serving the Vaishnavas is genuine taste for the holy name. 3. Do not imitate the Vaishnavas, or you will burn to death. Pray to serve them without duplicity. 4. An ordinary thief may someday attain auspiciousness, but a person who enjoys the wealth of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas can never attain it. That's a heavy one. 5. To serve under guidance is the highest virtuous conduct. Independence is immorality. 6. Artificial remembrance is not the way of the Rupanugas, or followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. Then 7. Spontaneous remembrance by means of Shri Nam Kirtan is the only aim of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Jai. Okay, so now we will read about... Wait, one second, let me just move this over here so I can see who's joining. Oh, and Haribol Keshav Prabhu. And Keshav Prabhu says, I had the great fortune to visit the holy place of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's birth, where the bridge will be built across the TOVP temple. I don't know what's the... I've been there once before also, Virnagar, right? But could you explain what you mean by the bridge will be built across the TOVP temple? Yeah, I'm very curious to know more about that. Like what, the bridge? You mean like they're gonna make a bridge? Yeah, I don't actually understand, so please tell me. It's very interesting. Okay, so now we will read about Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj. Let's find this. Okay, so the following is an excerpt from the book Volcanic Energy, a book written by Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Parati Goswami Maharaj about the glories of his Guru Pad Padma. Accepting nothing for himself. Once Guru Mahārāj preached in Amritsar, accompanied by 20 devotees, including Srila Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Mahārāj, Shri Bhakti Prasad Puri Mahārāj, Shri Ghanasham Brahmachari, myself, and a number of our godbrothers. Lal Shri Vishana Das, who was the greatest contributor to the construction of the Shri Durgiyana Mandir in Amritsar, he had arranged for our accommodation, prasad, and whatever else Guru Mahārāj and his party required. He introduced to us a milk vendor and said, he will provide whatever milk you may require in both the morning and evening. He then introduced to us a grocer and said, whatever you may need, be it rice, pulses, flour, ghee, or anything else, please do not hesitate to ask him. He will provide you with whatever you need. Guru Mahārāj later told us in private, we are bhikshuks, we are mendicants. We should never ask for or accept anything for our own use. In fact, we are sadhus, or persons who are fully dependent upon Sat Vastu. Sadhu is dependent on Sat Vastu, Sri Bhagavan. And we should follow, and we follow the principle of Yatecha Labhe Santosh, being completely satisfied with whatever comes of its own accord by the desire of Sri Bhagavan. Additionally, Tat Kripa Avalokanam, sadhus see his mercy in every situation. And therefore, for a preaching sadhu should never ask for anything for himself. Above all, a sadhu preacher should not stay in the home of a grahastha. However, if he is circumstantially compelled to stay in the home of a grahastha, he should do so in a most disciplined manner and strictly maintain the Vaishnava etiquette befitting a renunciate. He should remain satisfied with whatever the grahastha devotee provides according to his capacity and of his own sweet will. If, out of extreme necessity, the preaching sadhu should require anything beyond what his grahastha host is capable of providing, he should request money from the bandhari or ashrami of the mat, the person who is in charge of the stock of the mat, and before departing on his journey, and purchase whatever is needed with that money. He should remain fervently careful that others do not find his activities to be objectionable or disgraceful. Therefore, ask neither the milk vendor nor the grocer for anything. All that we need will become available by the mercy of Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan. If any of you need anything additional, then you can ask me for the money to purchase it. Although our host has told us to ask whatever we desire, still I will feel great shame if anyone accepts anything for his own use. Following Guru Mahārāj's order, none of us asked for anything from either the milk vendor or the grocer. But when the milk vendor became increasingly insistent, we agreed to daily accept 5 liters of milk. Lala Śrī Vishana Das, however, instructed the milk vendor to forcibly give us 20 liters. When Guru Mahārāj came to know we were accepting 20 liters of milk a day, he chastised us. When we informed Guru Mahārāj that we asked for nothing, but rather Lala Śrī Vishana Das instructed the milk vendor to give us 20 liters of milk, Guru Mahārāj said, "Okay, fine. Cook kheer daily with that milk, and I will offer it to Thakurji. Every evening, we will distribute that kheer to the audience after Hari Katha." We prepared kheer daily, and Guru Mahārāj happily distributed the prasad to the audience every night. After the Amritsar program had concluded, and we continued on to another program at a different location, Lala Śrī Vishana Das told others, "The devotees stayed at my place here for 15 days, but I did not incur any costs. First of all, they did not want to take anything. Then, even when I offered, they would not accept anything. When finally I forcibly gave them something, they distributed it to everyone. They are truly uninterested in accepting anything for themselves, whether for immediate or later use. Many other visiting sadhus often ask us to provide them with supplies for their journey. But Sri Madhav Mahārāj and his traveling sadhus were uninterested in accepting supplies for themselves, even while they were staying here. What then can be said of their interest in collecting things to take with them?" When Guru Mahārāj manifested his disappearance pastime, Lala Śrī Vishana Das published an article in a local Amritsar newspaper informing all about Guru Mahārāj's physical disappearance from this world. He wrote, "Throughout my lifetime, I have received darshan of many sadhus who have visited Amritsar to speak Harikatha and perform kirtan. But despite their best efforts, none of them could hide their faults from my astute perceptiveness. Śrī Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj was the only great soul who exhibited an absolutely spotless, bedaga, a spotless character during his visit in Amritsar. He was, in the truest sense, a sadhu. What to speak of me? Even the most wicked of persons would be unable to detect any fault in his divine character. Shri Murari Lal Vasudev of Punjab National Bank used to accompany Lala Shri Bishan Das to hear Guru Maharaj's Harikatha and Kirtan. He, along with his 4 sons, had personally served Guru Maharaj and observed his conduct very closely. After Guru Maharaj entered Aprakat Lila, Śrī Raghunatha Das, one of the sons of Śrī Murari Lal Vasudev, moved to Mumbai. There he invited some preaching devotees to visit his home for some days. As soon as the devotees entered his house, a few of them demanded a few items, including 24 bars of Dove brand soap. Śrī Raghunatha Das then phoned my godbrother, Śrī Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj, and asked, Maharajji, please confirm whether or not these preachers have been sent by Śrī Caitanya Gaudiya Math. Perhaps they are independently traveling here and there to fulfill their own selfish motives in the name of preaching and helping the whole world find so-called welfare, quote unquote welfare. Shri Puri Maharaj asked, what makes you suspect that they have not been sent by Śrī Caitanya Gaudiya Math? Shri Raghunatha Das replied, when our respected Guru Maharaj Ji, Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj, came to Amritsar, all the brahmacharis and sannyasis accompanying him never accepted anything for themselves, even after being requested many times. Instead, they always insisted they required nothing. But the devotees visiting my home today have deceitfully presented themselves as penniless and have presented a long list of demands. Their instructing tone smacks of self-righteousness and implies they feel themselves to be doing us a great favor by staying with us. Shri Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj then chastised the devotees and reminded them of their duty to follow Guru Maharaj's ideal conduct of being an Uttam Sevak, a topmost servant, which is helpful in successfully preaching the teachings, which is helpful in successfully spreading the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai. Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Mahārāja ki jai. If anybody wants, you can find this book, Volcanic Energy, on the website vcvani.com. I also read the entire book before Kartik, was it? I don't know, some time ago. And you can find that on my YouTube channel. I put it on the main page of the YouTube channel. You'll see a playlist with, it's called Volcanic Energy. You want to listen to more of the stories from that amazing book. Now I thought well, the time is up. It's 8 o'clock, so well, officially ends now. But if anybody wants to stay longer, I was thinking we could read this article by Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj entitled Amar Bhajan, my bhajan. It's a very, it's such, I haven't seen anything like it really. It's a very heavy article. I've never seen anybody write so self-deprecatingly like Śrīla. But then there's it's not all just self-deprecation. At the very end, he gives a lot of hope in it. And so it's I don't know, it's so beautiful. So I wanted to read that. I'm just reading. So Keshav Prabhu is saying, when he's answered my question, I was asking about the bridge. So he said, when I was in Mayapur, some senior devotees told me that there will be a walkway bridge being built from the temple to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, as he saw in the dream, the Sankirtan party of Mahaprabhu. Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing that means a bridge. That's amazing. that'd have to be a pretty massive bridge. Oh, I think a bridge from Sorupganj, I'm guessing, to so that you can get to so that you can get to the TOVP easily. Okay. I thought you were talking about Viranagar at first, and I was like, whoa, that would be that's much closer. Yes. Okay, cool. That's I would like to find out more about that. It's awesome. Okay, so let me just find this article though. Amar Bhajan. I think Damodar sent it to me. Let me just find Damodar's message. Yes, he did. Okay. I'm just opening it up. Amar Bhajan. And if anybody needs to leave now, we've hit the hour mark. So Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. And tomorrow we will read one of my favorite articles from Harinam Chintamani because it's so relevant to me. It's on the topic of inattentive chanting. So yeah. So see you tomorrow for that if you have to go now. All right. So let's. Amar Bhajan, my devotional practice. There's no diacritics. That's annoying. Okay, save page to reader. 1 second. Open in reader. All right. Oops. Amar Bhajan. So this is published in 2010 for the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāj in 2010. Dedicated to Nityalila Vishram Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāj, inspired by and under the guidance of Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Mahārāj. And I think when it was in the Rays of the Harmonists, it mentioned that Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāj is the one who provided this article for us to translate. I don't know. All right, so Amar Bhajan, my devotional practice by Shishimad Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāj. Oh, 1 second. I just want to. 1 second. Just opening up the comments. Okay. I have long left worldly life. Why did I leave it? I did it simply to engage in bhajan, devotional service. Bhajan of whom? Shri Krishna. Why bhajan of Shri Krishna? Shri Krishna is the sole cause of all causes, and I have an eternal connection with him only. Who is Shri Krishna? Shri Krishna is that existence which is saturated with complete bliss. He has the ability to attract all other living entities, and by virtue of this, he personally experiences bliss and also bestows bliss upon others. He is replete with unlimited knowledge. The seers of the truth know him in his threefold aspect of complete knowledge, existence, and bliss. The Tattva Vastu, the absolute reality, which is fully Satchid Ananda, is indeed Shri Krishna. Who am I? As part of his potency, I too am composed of existence, knowledge, and bliss. I am not Vastu Tattva, the absolute reality. But as a part of his potency, I have the aspects of existence, knowledge, and bliss. Therefore, I have an eternal relationship with him. What type of relationship do I have with him? I have a relationship in every respect with Shri Krishna only. Shri Krishna has two eternal energies. He has two energies, the material, apara, and spiritual, para. I, as the conscious existence, the soul, am the cause and part of Shri Krishna's para energy. And my existence in the form of the effect, the body, is part of his apara energy. Knowing that I belong to him in every respect, I renounced worldly life to eternally dedicate myself to his bhajan. My gross, subtle, and spiritual bodies are forever related to Sri Krishna. Thus, with all my senses, I will at all times and in all circumstances attempt to engage myself in his service alone. This is my bhajan. My initial resolve for bhajan. Now a question arises. Was it not possible for me to stay in my normal worldly life to practice such devotion? Of course, I certainly could have remained there, but I would have had to cater to the tastes of others. This was the main obstruction I faced. This was the main obstruction I faced in living amongst those who were antagonistic to Sri Krishna's service. Yeah, if I would have stayed at home, I would have had to cater to the tastes of others. So that was unpleasant. I never wanted to make my valuable life unsuccessful by spending even a moment of it in activities other than serving Sri Krishna. To attain the opportunity to constantly engage my different senses in loving service to Sri Krishna, I obtained, by great fortune, the association of a most compassionate person who is the abode of a most compassionate person who is the abode of affection, the dearmost servant of Mahaprabhu. With loving compassion, he overlooked my disqualification, and to enrich my greed for bhajan, he accepted me as his own. Upon receiving a touch of his mercy, I enthusiastically resolved to engage all my senses exclusively and continuously in the bhajan of Sri Krishna. Consequently, I set out with determination to follow all the primary injunctions of the scriptures regarding the cultivation of knowledge of the soul, and not of this temporary material body. Surfacing of my anarthas. Spiritually inclined people saw that I was becoming indifferent to material affairs, and that I was engaged in the cultivation of spiritual practices. They started to honor me, considering me a sadhu, a saint, and thus I became respected. I had resolved to one-pointedly cultivate spiritual life by submitting myself for rectification as a disciple. Unfortunately, however, I once again started to hanker for the luxuries of this body and for worldly prestige, impelled by my previous bad samskars, impressions. I had always greatly revered and loved my Sri Gurudev. Now, however, due to this burning urge to satisfy my senses, many a time I think him an obstacle to my devious ends, and have started looking at him with a different attitude. I no longer consider him my well-wisher. I have some reverence for him, so I cannot control him, nor can I accept his discipline, because it would hinder my whimsical nature. Thus, I find myself stuck in these two crises. Although I had originally resolved to perform bhajan of Sri Krishna, gradually I have forgotten this aspiration. My endeavor now eternally exists in name only. In fact, other than desiring to satisfy my senses, nothing brings any substantial delight to my heart. I used to consider myself fortunate upon gaining any opportunity to serve Sri Krishna, but now I see such opportunities as troublesome. I used to feel myself blessed upon attaining service to Srila Gurudev, but now that very same service seems burdensome. I used to be enthusiastic to serve devotees, that is, the Vaishnavas and saintly people, but now I am apathetic to the very suggestion of such service. My mind becomes my mind becomes perturbed if I am not always praised and honored in every way by being offered an elevated seat, costly clothes, and palatable dishes. Fearing public opinion, I often feel too shy to openly express such expectations. But I wonder how long I would continue to be counted as a bhakta if I did not receive all this. The sole pleasure of my senses has become prominent, taking the place of Sri Krishna's bhajan. Now my priority is to serve my senses. If by chance I perform some service for the sake of Sri Krishna or Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, after or during the course of my selfish pursuits, then and then only am I able to perform bhajan. The hypocritical attitude. Although I daily used to sing the glories of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas, now within my mind, I consider myself non-different from them, that is, equal to them. I am gradually trying to accept their position, and I cherish the desire to attain this world with the Vaishnavas and Sri Bhagavan as my servants. My object of worship is no longer Sri Krishna, but my object of worship is no longer Sri Krishna, but my whimsical nature. In public gatherings, I never failed to collect fame as a great Vaishnav by openly declaring myself the servant of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. However, the truth is that within my heart, I refuse to consider myself inferior to them at any cost. The external respect I used to give to Sri Guru and Vaishnavas was only a device to establish myself in the society as a saintly man and thus earn prestige. This is this point here is so instructive. The external respect I used to give to Sri Guru and Vaishnavas was only a device to establish myself in the society as a saintly man and thus earn prestige. I just see, like, when on the appearance days or disappearance days of different Vaishnavas or whatever, I that's something that's, like, we can try to glorify Srila Gurudev or whatever, but really, well, I'm just speaking for myself, but what's going on in my mind, like what's going on in the mind is, if I give an amazing glorification of Srila Gurudev, then everybody will think I'm such a dedicated servant of Srila Gurudev. And so instead of actually the instead of the intention being just to please Srila Gurudev by glorifying him, and like that, secretly there's a desire for everyone to think, oh, I made, wow, Madhukar's, it's a self-glorification so that everybody could see how nicely I glorified. Assessing myself. It is not that I have not reflected time and again that I have become immersed in this sorry plight. I used to consider that knowingly or unknowingly, I must have committed some Vaishnava aparad. Offenses to devotees usually lead to the waning of bhakti. Slowly, such offenders end up being victims of sensual urges and entrapped by kapatata, self-deception. I'm sometimes able to detect my faults, but because I fear public opinion and the loss of my false pride, I am reluctant to win the good grace of the devotees by humbly asking their forgiveness. I am more involved with winning the false adoration of worldly-minded people, and I neglect the pleasure of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. My extreme misfortune. Sometimes, to impress the ignorant and eager for their adoration, I pretentiously take to the practice of solitary bhajan. And sometimes I take to the occupation of a mendicant, engaging in begging for my subsistence. All these attempts, however, do not satisfy my restless mind, and because I do not receive my full expectation of adoration, my unrestricted mind finds substitutes to satisfy it. In this way, my bhajan of Sri Krishna now culminates in attempts to secure wealth, to, how do you say that? Liaise with women in the hope of attaining their merciful glance and make them do my bidding, or to secure fame. Seeing my wretched condition, my true well-wishers and friends on the spiritual path repeatedly counsel me to refrain from these whimsical activities and take again to the protective guidance of Guru, Vaishnavas, and Shastra. Previously, when I considered their instructions to be nectarian, I bade farewell to the worldly pleasures and came to perform bhajan, spiritual practices. My extreme misfortune, however, now keeps me in the guise of a saint, directly or indirectly impelling me to become mad in the pursuit of wealth, women, and prestige. Instructions for my welfare no longer seem beneficial. I had heard that Shastra mentions two paths, Shreya, the superior path, and Preya, the way of natural tendencies. I had left Preya to pursue Shreya, but my misfortune has brought me back to my old ways. I am no longer eager to hear worldly recitations of Srimad Bhagavatam or anything about Sri Bhagavan. How many times will I have to hear the same old stories? Drowsiness usually overcomes me as soon as I give my attention to such narrations. But sleep does not disturb me at all when I relish common worldly gossip. I could remain wide awake the entire night just to engage in such gossip without experiencing the slightest distaste for it. I have forgotten the words of Bhagavatam 12:8-4. Therein it is stated, Shrinvata Shadaya Nityam Grinnatas cha Svacheshtitam Kalena Natidirghena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. For those who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and who always take its subject seriously, the personality of Sri Krishna will manifest in their hearts within a short time. The message of Sri Krishna in the Gita regarding Abhyas Yoga, constant devotional practice, has slipped from my memory. Having heard a little about bhakti, I have impulsively begun to profess well-versed knowledge of it. I am convinced that with my senses, which are full of lusty desires, I have understood what a bhakta is meant to be, and now only Sri Bhagavan remains to be known by me. I have forgotten the transcendental aspect of bhakti, and the bhakta cannot be reflected upon or understood with my mind, which is full of sensual desires. Similarly, I have forgotten the glories of surrender to the Supreme Lord and the Spiritual Master. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo name dhayana bauda shrutena yame vaishya vrinute tena labhyas tasesha atma vrinute tanungsvam. That's from the Mundaka Upanishad 3.2.3. The Supreme Lord is not attained by expert explanations, vast intelligence, or repeated hearing. He is attained only by one chosen by He Himself, and He manifests His own form to that person. Even after repeatedly hearing these words of the Shrutis, I do not remember them. And I have forgotten that the association of the bhaktas and Bhagavan is never attained by the ascending process. I observe that the ascending process means relying on your own abilities to elevate yourself, rather than only depending on mercy. Like trying yourself to elevate yourself in spiritual life, rather than just praying for mercy like that. So I observe that sometimes my mind is inclined to perform austerities, and at other times it is inclined to perform pious activities, even though I fully know that neither of these processes can bring one to the association of the bhaktas and Sri Bhagavan. But I have forgotten this. Rahu gunai tat tapasa nayati nache jaya nirvapanar grihadva na chandasa naiva jalagni suryar vina mahat pado rajobhishekam. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.23. My dear King Rahugana, unless one has the opportunity to smear his entire body with the dust of the lotus feet of great devotees, one cannot realize the absolute truth. One cannot realize the absolute truth simply by observing celibacy, brahmacharya, strictly following the rules and regulations of householder life, leaving home as a vanaprastha, accepting sannyas, or undergoing severe penances in winter by keeping oneself submerged in water, or surrounding oneself in summer by fire and the scorching heat of the sun. There are many other processes to understand the absolute truth, but the absolute truth is only revealed to one who has attained the mercy of a great devotee. And then, Naisham Matistavar Urukramang Grim, Sprishatanar Anartha Pagamo Yadartha, Mahiyasham Pada Rajobhishekam, Nishkinchananam Navrinityavat. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.532. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnav who is completely free from material contamination, persons strongly inclined toward material life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord in this way can one become free from material contamination. So then he says, I have forgotten the earlier vows and pursuit of devotion. I have forgotten the earlier vows and pursuit of devotion that I took in the presence of my spiritual master. Those vows were in connection with being the servant of the servants of the servants of Sri Krishna, and to not allowing any selfish ambition to remain within me. My only ambition was to serve Sri Krishna along with his parikars. I started to perform bhajan with the highest objectives. I started to perform bhajan with the highest objectives to be had within the realm of this universe. I started bhajan with the highest objectives to be had within the realm of this universe. Why have I then rejected it all to take to the insignificant and temporary pursuits of trivial sense enjoyments, which are generally misery bound? I do not reflect upon the cause of this with a sober frame of mind. The pretense of yukta vairagya. I once used to think that to maintain my life, ample wealth was necessary, and that a woman who could submissively cater to my whims was necessary for the satisfaction of my senses. Now I read such verses as Jata Shada Matkatasu Nirvina Sarvakarmasu Veda Dukatmakam Karman Parityago Pyanishvara Tato Bhajetamam Pritta Shraddhalur Dridhanishchaya Jushamanas Chatan Kaman Dukho Darkangsh Chagarhayan. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 11:20, verses 27 to 28. The translation is, having awakened faith in the narrations of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. On the pretense of adopting yukta vairagya, I have become complacent. I reflect that, after all, in my stage of sadhana, which is full of anarthas, bad habits are bound to exist. I therefore think that these statements have given eternal license to my passions. But these statements actually mean that gradually one must control these inferior habits and selflessly endeavor for bhajan with no expectation of any return. I support my anarthas on the strength of another fault by thinking that for a sadhak, these anarthas are bound to exist. This fault is known as vipralipsa, the tendency to cheat. Oof. Wow. That's a real, wow. Okay. There's no scriptural support for such unrestricted indulgence of the senses. This too I have forgotten. Until I become eligible to relish Shuddha Bhakti Ras and absorb myself in the service of Bhaktas and Sri Bhagavan, Shastra has cautioned me not to give up bhajan, but to perform it while accepting those sense enjoyments that are necessary, all the while condemning them. If I do not condemn such sense enjoyment, but fondly accept it, I will have no way of ridding my heart of it. I've forgotten all these statements. Wow, this is so important and so like relevant. My dismal state of affairs. In fact, meditating on the glories of lust, sense enjoyment, the association of women, sufficient wealth, and worldly fame. Meditating on all these will surely lead me to become eventually attached to them. I came to perform exclusive bhajan of Sri Krishna, but I have been allured by the glories of associating with women. I have rejected celibacy to yearn for marriage, having forgotten its transient nature. What fate would await me if I married? Previously, I had definitely renounced this world, but in contemplating momentary pleasures afforded by wealth and forgetting the grief that accrues in such ventures, I have become enamored by the endeavor to accumulate wealth. I am eager to win the fickle adoration of worldly people who are blinded by their madness for sense gratification, and I do not reflect upon the anarthas that accompany such deeds. I have therefore disregarded the instructions of Sri Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, and displeased them. At times, in my mad pursuit for distinction and prestige, I have not only neglected and offended them, but have become opposed to them. It is not that my dismal state of affairs has not disturbed me. Many a time I have analyzed my depraved life, and how, by leading it, I have spoiled my chances of attaining the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, who is supreme auspiciousness and full of bliss. I have spoiled my chances by acting against my own ultimate welfare. Within my mind, I sometimes become determined to lead a righteous life in every respect, but impelled by the results of my previous actions, sometimes, unknowingly, I become unrighteous. In this state, I ask, is there any hope for my ultimate welfare? I definitely think so. See, so now it ends with some hope. Full dependence on Bhagavan's mercy. I may fail any test in any circumstance, but I will not be discouraged. I will continue to traverse the path of sadhan bhajan, and my master, who is eternally worshipable for me, most compassionate, and the deliverer of the fallen, will definitely shower his blessings upon me. Krishna kripa koriben drida kori jane. A fully surrendered devotee always hopes that Krishna will be kind to him. This hope is very firm in him. This is from Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 23:28. Dubalo jadi na to dube ba. Even if my boat has sunk and I am drowning, I will not give up my efforts. This principle will give me strength. I will not become bereft of hope at any time. No tendency other than bestowing bliss can remain in Bhagavan, who is the embodiment of complete bliss. He is the controller of everyone, and therefore in his... Ashbo. Chalche ekhon, amar class chalche. Sorry. He is the controller of everyone, and therefore in his dispensation, there must be an arrangement to bestow bliss, and only bliss, upon me. I am his servant, so he will surely protect and maintain me. Of this, there is no doubt. Let me just reread this last time. This is the end of the article. But no tendency other than bestowing bliss can remain in Bhagavan, who is the embodiment of complete bliss. He is the controller of everyone, and therefore, in his dispensation, there must be an arrangement to bestow bliss and only bliss upon me. I am his servant, so he will surely protect and maintain me. Of this, there is no doubt. Bhumau skalita padanam, bhumir eva valambanam, tvai jata paradhanam, tam eva sharanam prabhu. That's from the Vigyapti Panchak, verse 3. Just as the ground is the only support for those who have slipped, You are the only shelter, even for those who have offended you. Such a beautiful verse, huh? Remembering this statement, remembering this statement again, remembering this statement again and again, begging everyone forgiveness for my offenses, and fully dedicating myself to the service of Bhagavan and his dear associates with determination, I will continue to offer prayers to the Bhaktas and Bhagavan with a service attitude. It is only by their merciful blessings that I can overcome all my tendencies other than to perform bhakti and attain bliss by rendering service unto them. Service to the Bhaktas, that is Guru and Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan, is indeed my bhajan, my devotional practice. Translated from Sri Chaitanya Vani, Year 3, Issue 1, by Raise of the Harmonist Team. And this was published in Raise of the Harmonist, number 11, Kartik 2002. Jai, Śrīla Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Wow. That's yeah, what to say. That's an article that needs to be read over and over and over again. One of the most powerful articles, really, that I know of. So, yeah, that's our program for today. They keep on coming to my room, calling me for prasad. So, I'm going to end here. But yeah, actually, maybe let's just. This is very short, but Srila Bhakti Ballabha Tirtha Gosai Maharaj, he tells the pastime of Srila Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosai Maharaj entering Nitya Lila. I think it's just like one paragraph. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Srila Gurudev's disappearance. On Tuesday, February 27th, 1979, Govinda 26, 492 of the Caitanya era, Falgun 14, 1386, Bengali year, at 9 a.m., in the midst of the singing of the holy names, Srila Gurudev entered the eternal pastimes of the Lord at the time of his morning pastimes with Radha. He left his godbrothers and disciples in an ocean of grief. It was also the disappearance day of Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī and Rasikananda Dev Goswami, and the first day of the bright fortnight. Srila Gurudev was in his own room at the Kolkata Mat, situated at 35 Satish Mukherjee Road. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, on the same day, the devotees left Kolkata with his transcendental body in the accompaniment of the holy names and came to Mayapur, where he was placed in samadhi at the end of the night according to the scriptural directions. The officiating priest at his samadhi festival was Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. And on March 1st, 1979, a festival of separation was held in his honor at the headquarters of the Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math at Ishodhyan in Mayapur. On Thursday, March 22nd, 1979, a memorial assembly was held in the Sankirtan Hall at the Kolkata Mat on 35 Satish Mukherjee Road, under the direction of Parivrajacharya Tudandi Swami Bhakti Hridoy Ban Maharaj. The guest of honor was the publisher of the Amrit Bazar Patrika, Tushar Kanti Ghosh. Many of Srila Gurudev's godbrothers and leading citizens of Kolkata were present at this assembly. Right. So, Jai Srila Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Mahārāja ki Jai. Right. So I'll just end with a short Mahamantra, and then that's our program for today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai. Shri Radha Nayana Nath Ju Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Gosvāmī Mahārāj Ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Jai Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannātha dāsa Bābājī Mahārāja ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki Jai. Jai Shri Jai Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan ki Jai. Oh, I forgot. Jai Shri Rasikānanda Dāsa Gosvāmī ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki Jai. Jai Shri Jai Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. All the associates of Srila Bhakti Dayita Mādhava Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And all their disciples and followers. Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpataru Bhyashta Kripa Sindhu Bhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams. Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Ashray Tattva Prabhu, Chattamai Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji. I already said Bhavatarani Mataji, yeah, okay. And Ganga Mataji, Hari Mohini Didi, Pradyumna Prabhu, Vidyalala Sididi, Keshav Prabhu, and oh, Krishnamai Didi is there, Haribol, and Puleshwari Didi, and I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji, and so many other devotees. Dandavat Pranams. Also pranam to all the devotees watching in the future. So see you all, anybody who's able to join, see you tomorrow to read about Pramad, which the Bhaktivinoda Thakur says means inattentiveness to chanting the holy name in Harinam Chintamani. Yeah, we're getting close to the end. So I hope to see you for that. And Dandavat Pranams. Hari Bol. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream for today?
I just had one thing.
Yes.
You know that verse that you said was very beautiful, the Bhumau Skalita Padanam, the one talking about the earth. I used to do this thing, and I read somewhere a verse which offers us respects and apologies to the earth before you wake up in the morning, before you actually put your feet on the ground. There was a mantra, and I can't remember if that was it. It was something like that. It's asking forgiveness for placing your feet upon Bhumi before you get up from bed. It was a very nice sort of mood to begin the day on. And that verse had a similar sort of flavor like that. Appreciating things which...
That is really nice. I can look that up. I think maybe that will be in the, what's the book? Pancharatrika Deepika or something like that?
The Pancharatrika Pradeep.
Oh, Pradeep.
Or something like that.
Yeah, Pancharatrika Pradeep. I have that on my computer, so I can take a look and see if I can find that. But that is really nice. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'll look that up. Thanks for mentioning. Yeah, and that's there's songs in Sharanagati which are inspired by that verse also. What is it? Tumito Skalita Pada Janir Ashray. Anyways, it's in Sharanagati, one of the songs. Yeah, very, very beautiful. And there's also the prayers for the asan, right? It's a prayer to Bhumi Devi, I think, or before you sit on the asan as well. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll look that up. Thanks, Prabhu. Oh, and Haribol Chambak Mataji, Haribol. I didn't see it before. All right, so thank you very much, everybody. See you all tomorrow.